We'll get to the root of the problem, okay? Well, I'll have a better idea once I've queried my brother. Yes, thank you.
What's Jerry done now?
Run amok as usual. You know, he needs to focus. Why don't we set him up with one of your modeling associates?
Oh, because I like them.
Still?
Yes, still. What are you calling me, a fickle friend?
No, I'm just saying in the terms of modeling, the thrill seems to have disappeared.
Yes, it has for the moment. I told you I just think I need something to challenge me a little more. I think I want to get involved in something that's not so much about how I look and a little more about who I am.
Really?
Yeah.
I used to rather enjoy stopping traffic. Knocking the breath out of helpless onlookers and stunning consumers into submission.
Yes, I did rather enjoy that. It actually filled the void for a while.
The void?
Mm-hmm.
We're speaking existentially?
Not the daddy void.
Oh.
I did get the world to notice me, didn't I? But I was really only playing to my father all the time.
Strange.
Not really. You've heard all this before.
I can quote chapter and verse on Harlan Barrett, but I don't know the first thing about your mother.
Fine.
Veronica Wilding Barrett. Yeah, I'm picturing a Grace Kelly type.
Not even close.
No, darker, but like you, but crisp and cool. Wearing a cashmere sweater set in pearls.
No, my mother used to dance barefoot in designer gowns.
Well, I stand corrected. What else do you remember about your mom?
I don't have a single memory of her. I was too little when she left. All I know is what I heard.
What did Harlan tell you about her?
Harlan didn't tell me anything. My mother's name was taboo with him. But, she made quite the impression on the servants. They had a lot of stories to tell.
Which they shared with you?
No, they used to shut up every time I walked in the room.
Oh, I see. So you used to hide. And listen to their stories. You must have, they must have been quite fascinating for you to sit still for that long. Why don't you tell me one?
Yeah?
Yeah.
My mother used to bathe in milk.
Really?
In this huge jade Chinese tub with lion's feet studded with garnet claws. And she'd turn all the lights off, and she'd light 100 candles, and she'd sit in there for hours just listening to Wagner and B.B. King and sipping cognac and smoking cigarettes and other things.
Other things?
Yeah. And I guess what happened is she fell asleep with her cigarette one night, and the drapes caught fire. And someone was hurt. Well, I don't really know exactly how the story ended, but it was the beginnings of the stories that were so awesome because they were like these exotic fairy tales.
Well, why don't you tell me another beginning?
Yeah? Okay. My favorite one is my parents used to go on these safaris, and one time they went on this safari in Kenya.
Were they, stalking, endangered species or something?
Well, my father was stalking social game, I guess, but my mother had other ideas, as usual. And one morning he woke up and he couldn't find her anywhere. And he searched the whole camp, and that was it. At nightfall, sunrise, he still couldn't find her. So he launched this massive search of Nairobi. Tanzania, Somalia, Uganda. I mean, he even tried to have Lake Victoria dragged.
Well, you may as well drag the Pacific, I mean.
So he just couldn't find her. And a week passed, and a month, and another month, and he just wouldn't give up. He couldn't stand the thought of losing his most prized possession. And then I guess one day, this person called and they said that they thought they'd seen my mother in the Drakensberg Mountains.
In South Africa?
Yeah, Mujaji. Yeah, have you ever heard of them?
Yeah, they're like, tribal women.
No, they're tribal queens.
Tribal queens. Yeah, they do something like mystical.
Yeah, they summon rain. They know the secret of rain. I know because I read it in a book. I looked it up. Some people run away to the circus, and my mother ran away to be a rain queen.
Are you sure this story is factual?
Well, that's what I heard.
So what was the straw that broke the marriage? If the rain-making adventure didn't do it?
I don't know. My mother was a lot younger than my father. In fact, she was young enough to be his daughter, so maybe she just blossomed and he just got old. Or maybe she fell in love with someone else. But whatever happened, after she left, the house was stripped of every single thing that was related to her. Pictures, furniture, the famous tub. I think every time my father looked at me, he saw her.
When was the last time you saw your mother?
I don't ever remember seeing my mother. Not even in pictures.
We've never really talked about this, have we? How'd your mother die?
On the Riviera is all anyone ever told me. I always have this vision of her walking into the sea.
Was it suicide?
No. My mother could walk on water. I close my eyes sometimes and I think about her. Barefoot, gliding across the Mediterranean into the sunset like some goddess.
She sounds like an amazing woman. Just not quite in your league.
Well, love's blind, right? How do we get into this? I have to go to rehearsal. Want to come watch?
I would love to, but I have a renegade brother to track down.